most influential mentor, and how did this come about? Because my dad is probably my most influential mentor. He taught me the basis of hard work, continue to fight for everything you want. He actually introduced me into the game of basketball. He was my first coach growing up as a kid. He probably was the hardest coach I ever played for, also. So he's definitely my most influential mentor. Who drives you? What's your why? I think there's a lot of things that drive me to be who I am and what I am. Obviously, my parents they've instilled a good thing of hard work when I was growing up. Also, I'm driven by failure, which is kind of weird to hear. I don't like to lose. I don't like to fail. I know that's a part of everything you do in life, that you're going to fail at some point or in some things. But that's what really drives me. I don't want to fail. I don't want to put something on the floor or do something in life that I'm not proud of. And then also my family, my kids, my wife, making sure that I'm successful, to give them opportunity to have things in life, to be able to go to different things, to see different places. Those are the things that drive me. How does your team or organization reflect you as a person? I think this team reflects my personality very, very well. We have a lot of kids that like to work. They're workers. We can tell them to go in the gym, to get shots up, and they'll do it. We'll tell them to make sure they do well academically. They compete on the floor. They compete in the classroom. They compete in a lot of things they do. So this team reflects that personality of mine of being very, very competitive. And I think there's a little bit of a arrogance about this team that's really, really good. It's really, really positive. I think every time you step on the floor, you have to feel like you're the best that you can be. You're better than your opponents, and not that we walk around, or myself, or this team, thinking we're better than other people, but we know that we can compete with anybody, and that we can do anything we set our minds to do. So, those are some of the things that kind of reflect the team, that reflect me. How do you motivate your players or staff? For me, I think you have to motivate everyone differently. I think there's some players that I deal with on a day-to-day basis that I can just be blunt and honest with. I can just say, you know what, you're not performing well today. Your mind's not here. You're not doing what you're supposed to do, and they'll get themselves going. I think with other players, you have to find different ways to motivate them, whether it's through articles that I may send out to players throughout the week, quotes, just finding any small thing that can gravitate their attention or get their attention to make them get focused and ready for the things at hand. And as for our staff, it's pretty much the same. For Coach Smith, he's a very upfront person, so honesty and telling her the truth kind of gets her going. For Coach Wilson and Coach K, they're pretty much the same. They like honesty. They like for me to tell them the truth. So we kind of motivate each other through being honest and always telling each other the truth. How do you establish a culture mentality in your team or organization? I think the best way, the most effective way to establish that is to have rules, have things in place, have expectations, and then as a coach, you have to also do those things. For me, I can't ask my players to work hard and go the extra mile for us on the floor and in the classroom if they don't feel like we as a staff do the same thing on a day-to-day basis. We can't ask them to be prepared for practice if we come in and we're not prepared. We can't ask them to be on time for things and we not be on time. We can't ask them to follow through on things in life and we don't follow through. So I think the best way to get that culture built is to have your rules in place, have your expectations, and then from the top up, from the staff to the managers, the trainers, and then the players, you all have to fall in line. How has the team or staff evolved since you first took this position? Well, this team has completely changed in the last 12 months. We brought in 10 new players this year, 9 true freshmen, and then 1 junior college transfer. And those people have really changed the culture of the program. We have kids here before who weren't necessarily completely invested in the game of basketball and in their academics. And the people we brought in now are truly that they invest in their academics. They want to do well in the classroom. They want to be successful on the floor. They're great about going out in the community and doing things at the local schools. things like that. So they've been great for us. How have I evolved? Man, that's a great question. I think I've evolved a lot over the last 10 to 12 years. I think the things that I've used to that bothered me in the past when coaching female athletes don't anymore. Before I was a no nonsense, no excuse person. There was never a reason why you can't do things, and I've grown to learn that circumstances do happen, and sometimes things do prevent people from doing things they need to do. I also think that having kids have really changed my perspective a lot. I'm probably a lot more caring and a lot more nurturing than I was prior to having my kids and being married, which I think has really helped me as far as a coach, because I don't just go around with the typical male perspective. Having a daughter and having a wife, I do see that there are differences in females and men, not just athletes but people in general, and that there are different ways you have to handle each other. So that's really helped me evolve as a coach. And how do I self-reflect? Honestly, I really don't. Um, I'm of the mindset that you have to continue to look forward. I do celebrate, victories and wins, but I'm a person that I don't want to get complacent. I don't want to think about the things we've done in the past, because a lot of times if you stay focused on the past, you can't keep your eye on the future and you don't keep moving forward. So if I do reflect, I may take 10 or 15 minutes out of my day to kind of think about the things that's going on, whether it's family or practice or things that's important to me. But then my mind just immediately shift to the future and continue to press on. That's it.